I want to. Okay. There I am.
Live with Instagram.
I am alive.
No, we're live.
I see Ford.
You see Ford.
I see Ford.
There's an icy fjord.
And I see
Hi,
Andrea.
Andrea, your books just got picked up today. They're on their way to CGC.
I feel like did anybody ever watch the show Romper Room where you used to be a doobie and she would like call out your names when she saw you? I feel sometimes like Romper Room.
I remember in the Magic Garden, their end song, and they'd go, see ya, hope you had a good morning. And I always thought they said Zia.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am just that special.
That
they sing to me.
It is all about you.
It is all about me.
Well, she never called my name on Romper Room.
There was never a Chris?
There was never, because my name wasn't popular.
Mine certainly wasn't.
I was the only Chris for a long time. Then I was the only Chris spelled with a K for a long time. And then now it's a common name with common spelling.
See, the only time I even thought I heard my name was when other people were saying goodbye to each other. See ya! What? Oh, sorry.
And Hugh is in the house. Greetings from Germany to New York. And Gustavo's in the house. So we're just loading up. It is Friday evening.
Bertman is in the house. Hey, Bertman.
So we're loading up, letting everybody come on. It has been a long week this week. Last week was a short week. This week was a long week.
I don't know, but we had some fun this week, though.
We did have fun this week, but it was like, I feel like this week
got to
was
blow
longer.
up a bomb and wear costumes and be silly.
Sold
and
stuff.
We got to make miniature plastic food with Jade.
Miniature plastic food with Jade. We made a key lime pie the size of a quarter today.
Made some lovely jewelry.
It's been very arts and crafts up at Continuity. So, and we got a lot of packages out of here today. So why do I have like all these people, but it says I only have 3 people? Insane. It's already Saturday in Germany. Neat. So I have more than 3 people. Yet it says I only have 3 people.
Yeah, mine says 5. It was probably including you.
Well, I'm going to wait another 3 minutes, guys. So if anybody needs to get a cup of coffee, a drink, some chippies, go to the bathroom, whatever you might need to do, now's the time to go. Now's the time to go do it. While we're loading in for the evening here. Because I'm going to wait another 2 minutes and we're going to start rolling.
If we don't have at least 10 people in the next 5 minutes, we're going home.
Yeah. Yeah, baby, yeah.
All right, so 7:43. We got 5 minutes.
All right.
All Sweet says correctly, it is Saturday morning for some.
That is true.
Wee hours of Saturday morning, I think.
You've already done your Friday night.
Either that or they're having a 2-day Friday.
Marilyn has come on.
Oh, we're up to 7. Oh, was that Marilyn coming on? Marilyn doesn't count.
Marilyn.
She went down to 6, 8. I don't know, man. Y'all better start sharing.
Today is
get more people in.
we're rounding out the end of the Jewish holiday. Because the first 2 days of Passover, the last 2 days are important days. So,
don't we have any Gentiles?
I don't know what we have. I never pay attention to it. So Hugh says it was a long week in Germany this week. So,
what's going on in Germany?
I just think it was like last week went by super fast. This week just seems to be very kind of.
Well, I figured that was just for us, though. I didn't think that was everybody.
No, I think it has to do with, I don't know if it has to do with weather or what, but it's kind of been a do week this week. All right, well, it is 7:45. I have 7. How many do you have?
8, but it probably includes you.
Bill Schaefer just came on.
All right, you guys got 2 more minutes to get up to at least 10 people. And stay that way. Or start sharing.
Sharon is Karen. Who's Karen? That was a dad joke. No, it's 445. Spring is on its heels, but quite weathery still. Yeah, it's kind of that way here too. We've had cold weather, but you get the allergies. But then next week we're supposed to be like 80 degrees. So, and we do have Cinco de Mayo coming up, which I hear we're gonna have a guest on Cinco de Mayo.
El Guapo.
El Guapo is coming.
All right, we got 12 people.
Okay. Then I can officially start. Start our Neal Adams club here.
That's where I told the computer to skip this song.
So first of all, I wanted to say that if you are in Long Island on what date is the airplane place?
CradleCon.
CradleCon.
It's the umpteenth one.
All right. So if you're in Long Island, there's a place called Cradle.
Well, it's a Cradle of Aviation.
Which is a museum.
But on May 18th and 19th, which is Saturday and Sunday,
right,
they have a convention in the museum.
Right. So it's cool because they have a huge airplane exhibit because it's an aviation museum. So what else would they have but airplanes?
But the cool thing is that they got some cockpits you can get in.
Right.
If you can get it. They're really tight.
Right. So they have lots of stuff hanging off the ceilings, which is kind of cool to be among airplanes. And then you have comic books on the tables.
And there's also cosmonauty stuff too.
Right.
There's
usually there's space stuff with the airplane stuff. Yep. So it's kind of a cool museum besides being a Comic-Con at the same time. So I know, whereas you may not have gotten me in the door on the Comic-Con front, but you probably could have gotten me in the door on the aviation front as a kid.
Well, it's either come for the comic books and stay for the aviation, or come for the aviation and stay for the comic books.
Right. So that is in Long Island. Do we know what part of Long Island?
It is near Hofstra University. Yeah. I know that much.
It's near Hofstra, so it's not that far from the city. And my understanding is there's like a whole thoroughfare there that there's like a fireman museum, an aviation museum, and I think there's even a carousel.
It is in Garden City in Long Island.
Okay, Garden City in Long Island. So Z and I are going to be there. It's a Saturday, Sunday show.
There's also a carousel not far from there if you got little ones.
Yep, it's like a fun area. I have heard through the grapevines. So check it out. That is on the
18th and 19th.
18th Saturday and 19th of May. So you can put that down in your calendars.
And Chris is even appearing at least on the Saturday.
Well, I may even do a Neal Adams table. Maybe. We'll see. See how we're traveling.
Elspeth says, sounds like a Batcave scenario in that museum. It is.
It's actually pretty cool. I mean, it has big airplanes and they're hung up into the ceiling. So you can be sitting at your table and have a huge airplane wheel,
Hanging over your head.
6 to 8 feet above your head. So that's kind of cool.
It's one of the few conventions that Jade's like, yeah, okay, I'll go.
Yep.
And that's saying a lot for a
Well, that's what I'm
16-year-old.
saying. You could have gotten me there on the aviation. I don't know if you could have gotten me there on comic books. So, what kid doesn't like looking at old airplanes?
That's right. I don't care who you are. That's cool.
Okay, so I am going to start, and I figured tonight, it seems like it's easier when we start with prints and then get into the artwork than going the other way sometimes, because I've been kind of going both ways. But I think tonight I'm going to do prints, and we'll just go through them. We can do it at a quick pace because a lot of you have bought prints. I don't know if I have the prints that you bought. We have added a bunch of new prints into the prints, which we did show on Wednesday night, which I'm really not putting into my prints tonight too much. But if you want a print that you saw from the Wednesday night video, but you weren't watching the show, then just, tell me you want it and we will pull it for you. And you need the pad of paper to write. You have it. Okay. All right, so Z and I are ready to go. So the way you claim stuff is you would write claiming Xpin print in the comment bar. So anything you would like or any questions you might have, you can just type that out in the comment bar. We will then see it, and then we will say, hey, somebody's buying something. We will then recognize that you're buying something, obviously. And we'll make a lot of noise. Maybe we'll set off a bomb. And basically, then we will ask you to please, and a lot of people are forgetting this part, to direct message that you purchase whatever, and that your name is this, and my address is this, and my email is this, so that I can send you an invoice. Because otherwise I have to hunt for you, which I don't mind hunting for you guys. But if there's been no communications between us, I can't communicate with you.
Yep.
And then 3 weeks from now you'll text me and go, what happened to my fill in the blank?
Especially if it's an original, you'll end up missing out on it.
Right. So
because if we don't hear from you, it goes back into circulation.
Yes, and we are going to be putting some stuff back into circulation. So that is happening. So okay. Now prints have to be paid quickly, because prints go in big boxes, and those boxes Chris trips over, and then I get upset. So those always have gone out. We always have worked that way, where prints get paid immediately, and then they go out the door immediately. They have no payment plan. If you buy artwork, that can go on a payment plan. And the way that works is you put down a third, because that is now the new number we're asking for, is a third of the money. And then each month you make a payment into continuity or into the PayPal account. And then you are in control of that amount. So if you have a good month, maybe you send in 500. Maybe if you have a bad month, you send in 100. Or maybe you had a really bad month and you send 50. As long as you guys are paying a monthly amount of money to me, that makes me happy that you're still thinking about the art here. And then once it's all paid off, then we ship it out. So obviously, the faster you pay it off, the faster you get it in your hands. The slower it takes you to pay it off, the longer it takes to get it into your hands. There is no interest on it. There's no penalties on it. But now my voice is like getting all... But we do ask you to, keep up with it. So, okay. So we're all good to go?
Think so?
Okay. So today I did dig up. Some people have actually asked me about this. I did find some of these today. Now, the one I have up here is a non-signed one, but I do have signed ones. So this is the X-Men print. That's where Neal does all the heads. I don't know if this is going to focus. Yes, it's starting to focus. And we sell this for $100. This print does come signed by Neal. This is one of our Giclées on the really nice paper, that heavy duty watercolor paper. I thought we had sold out of these, but we did have another. They kind of sit on a cardboard inside of a box, and sometimes there are two different ones on top of each other. And I did find that we still had some X-Men's today because I went through some of the Giclée boxes today.
Marvel Girl knows what you're thinking because she's the only one looking at you. When I heard that.
So if anybody is interested in the X-Men print, the size of this is 13 by 19. It actually isn't a print. It is Giclée, which means it's a very nice printing on a very nice paper. Yahoo! So again, X-Men, $100. First print of the night. Okay, now this is Batman. We refer to this as Batman Gothos. This comes from, actually I'm not sure where this comes from, so I'll be quiet on that. This is issue number 227. 227?
Yep, 227.
Right. 227. It is the size of an original, which is 11 by 17. It is signed by Neal. And we sell this again for $100.
And there's the signature.
Right. Which this is the first time that Neal did this versus the one that has Joker up above the house. And it's Harley Quinn that's running, which is kind of Neal doing an homage to Neal Adams. But I want you to know that people asked us to do those homages. It's not like Neal was
That
like,
was not
I'm
out
just
of
going to
ego.
homage myself 1,000,000 times. So this is $100 to buy, and it does come signed by Neal. And we refer to this one as Batman Gothos. A favorite to some. Okay, next one up is, we call this one the Gray Batman in the Rain, because we have another Batman in the Rain, but it's a blue one. Any Superman prints? I don't know if I have Superman prints tonight, Sam, but I do have Superman prints. We know I have the Superman Nevermore prints, and we have the other Breaking Chain print. I think I may be Batman and Marvel heavy tonight. So again, this is a Giclée. The size on this is 13 by 19. It is $100 to buy. Really nice. Batman posed by Neal. Batman in the Rain, black and white or gray. All right, like I said, I went through the Giclées today. So this is the Detective 1000 cover, the way we printed it. This is 13 by 19. And this was before Neal painted it. He did it in black and white with gouache. This is $100 to buy. And this is the Batman Odyssey. Wow, Batman Odyssey. They went
Detective
through my head.
1000.
Detective 1000. I'm sorry, swamp cover. So they've been busy putting up the boys' life stuff that Dad did, and I'm like tempted to do prints of it because we have some of those originals.
Yeah.
And I think some of the ones they're putting up actually aren't Dad, but okay. Now this one is from New York Comic Con. This is 13 by 19. Again, it is a giclée. This doesn't come signed by Neal, but we do have a really nice hologram signature that we put on the back of the piece. So it has Neal's signature. It's just not an original signature. Now this one is $200 to buy. Z is going to have to change that. Sorry, Z. Actually, the next couple of ones are the $200 ones. Now this is obviously the Batman chain with the werewolf, where when it was originally printed, it had all those boxes of
word balloons and
captions
captions
and craziness around it.
And if you are dead set on having a real signature on this, I colored it so you can have a real Neal Adams signature on
And that is true. So this is actually a commissioned piece because somebody really loved that cover. So Neal did this as a commission, where Zia did color it. Neal did the pen and ink on it. And we sell this for $200. Again, it is a giclée, which is a print on a very heavy stock paper. And this is from New York Comic Con this last year. So the price on this is $200. Batman Werewolf. Okay. Next one up is another one we did for New York Comic Con. Which again, this was another commission piece that Neal did. Where the person wanted kind of the feel of Five-Way Revenge, but done a different way, and add some more people into it.
More characters, more busy, more.
So this is what Neal came up with. So again, you have Batman and Joker both facing camera. You have Catwoman and Harley Quinn on the cards. The cards are there from 251. And you got the buildings of like Park Avenue and Grand Central, which again is very similar to 251. So it has a lot of the elements of 251 without stating it is 251. It is 13 by 19. Again, it is a giclée. This is on that really nice thick paper. So it has that great printing where the inks really sit on it really well. And again, this isn't signed, so this does get the hologram sticker with Neal's signature. This is $200 because it's a newer print that we've done. And this is from New York Comic Con this year. Last year. But we haven't done this year yet. So I was saying this year's Comic Con because we really haven't done this year's Comic Con. We haven't done 2024 Comic Con. But it hasn't happened yet either.
Yeah, no, it's bad because I thought the last Comic Con was 2 years ago, but I'm crazy. So
nope, it was last year, last October, 6 months ago, about. And again, really nice printing. And that is $200 on that one. Okay, this one is also $200. Okay, this one is another gorgeous piece. If you're into a Conan type barbarian savage. This again is a piece that actually Neal did this for our show. This wasn't a commissioned piece. This is all, all of these are all Neal Adams. This one is all Neal Adams as well.
Well, including color.
Including color. So this is kind of like a painted piece kind of by Neal. Again, it does not have Neal's signature. It would get the hologram sticker with Neal's signature on that. That we are the only people that have that. It is 13 by 19. And again, this is $200.
You know, and I just had my eyes checked today.
It's Friday. So this is where everything like goes off the rails. And we're both suffering allergies. So gorgeous piece by Neal if you're into barbarians. Again, I will say that the original printing here is a lot better looking than what you're seeing on camera here. The whites on this are great. And the whites actually have a blueness to them that really make the muscles come out on his shoulders and stuff like that. Gorgeous piece. Okay, now we're going to go back to 100s. Okay, this is a doer print that we printed this week. It is Joey, referred to it as Joker Bloody Hands.
It's like you're saying it is Joey.
What?
You said it is Joey, and then you went back and said it's Joker with bloody hands. I swear to God, go back and listen to it later. All right, this was 100, right?
So we call this Joker Bloody Hands. And the price on this is 100 again. Which this is a great piece. 13 by 19 is the size. This actually has been licensed. A lot of places have run this on shirts, socks, all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
And for Neal, this is a really push Joker. Normally he doesn't go this far. But I guess he was feeling it. So 13 by 19 Joker. And we have, bless you, we have a couple of these. There'll be a day that we don't sneeze during the shows.
And they're all going to think I'm dead.
Okay, I have a couple of these left. These are signed by Neal. This is his Green Arrow cover where they ran it vertically on the cover. It was a piece that Neal did to sell at a show. And we just loved it so much. I sent it into DC, and it was perfect timing that they were looking for a cover for Green Arrow.
And the cool thing is they printed it sideways.
And they printed it sideways, exactly. So this again is 13 by 19. It is $100 to buy.
Thank you guys. Yeah, this is just, for some reason, as soon as we start shooting,
Yeah, like
at some point, I have to sneeze. I have been all day. I have not sneezed all flipping day. But there's something about sitting right here while we're shooting, and I sneeze.
Yep, exactly.
But thank you.
So Green Arrow, and this is a finished pencil, what Neal refers to as a finished pencil render, where he's penciling tight enough it's like ink. I wonder if it's not our heater. Like I said, I have to find out how to clean these. Have to ask Richie.
Hello, Happy Tower.
Okay, so next up is, now this is one of the newer ones we did this week. This was from Detective Comics. This is Neal's pencil. This is the print that we made, so it's 11/17, and it'll have the same feel as kind of like
It's like a cooler paper, right?
yeah. It'll have the feel like this one, kind of, because it's really an homage to. See, we'll show you.
I'll get there.
She'll get there.
I always get there. It's our song, Chris. This could be a problem.
Okay, so it's an homage to the original one with Batman, except this time Joker is back there, and Harley Quinn has replaced the lady running in the front. So both of these prints are $100 each. What you're looking at this point is the pencil, which this was actually inked by Brent Anderson. It is part of one of Neal's 27 covers that he did. And this is the pencil of that cover. So you can see it before Brent Anderson had inked it. Because each one of those artists got a blue line that looks just like this to ink.
Only blue.
Makes it blue, right? But it's a fantastic Joker. And it's based on, obviously, a famous composition. Because even Neal wasn't the first one to do it.
Well, it is a pretty cool composition.
Yeah.
Action.
Okay. That's that one. Okay, next one up is we did the Batman one, which I'm going to leave in the plastic, I think. Again, these are 11/17, which is the size that Neal does covers at. Now, this cover was actually inked by Walt Simonson. Again, this is part of the 27 covers. It is based on the famous Dead Man cover, where Dead Man is coming out of Dead Man. This time, Batman is coming out of Batman. And again, this is 11/17, and it is $100 to buy. Very nice Batman. And again, I will say that the camera doesn't really do these justice. They're very tight, and there's a lot of lights to darks on them.
Okay, Randy, we'll clean up the language. He's watching with his 3-year-old
Did we
granddaughter.
say something bad?
No. He said he's watching with his 3-year-old granddaughter,
Oh.
Lily, tonight. So I said, I'll make sure we clean up the language.
No, I don't think we said anything bad. Okay, now this one is the Demon Son, Robin the Demon Son. Which I noticed towards the end of the show last week, everybody was like, wait.
Well, it's Robin, son of Batman.
Well,
Damien.
I think there's, yes, Damien. So you have Damien, you have
Talia, Russell
Thank
Hoole,
you.
and Batman.
you
Sometimes Chris needs
something
a
else.
little help.
This has a power. Okay. So this is $100 to buy. And this is 11/17. And again, this one was inked by Bill. And it is part of the 27 covers, and obviously it is based on the original Ra's al Ghul. So this is the homage to the Ra's al Ghul with Batman over Robin. So, and it's very interesting to see what Neal's pencils look like before people ink them. The mystery has been solved. Okay. I pulled out a goodie but an oldie. This one is 13 by 19. Again, it is Conan Now in the Rain. And this, again, is a finished pencil render, meaning that Neal inked it basically with his pencil. This is $100 to buy.
I'll show you one of the cool little subtleties in what Dad does for anybody who hasn't noticed. Back up towards the top, over Conan's shoulder, you see Dad broke into the pencil lines in order to put some birds in the sky in the background without actually having to draw birds. But there's like four or five birds up there
That got caught in the rain as
Dad
well.
erased out of the rain in order to have them there.
Are they birds or bats?
Freaking
They're
seagulls.
birds. They look like seagulls. They do.
What else is going to come pick the bodies clean? There's going to be seagulls.
That is true. So $100 for this. Again, we refer to this as kind of Conan in the Rain.
There's no Mom and Courtney are somewhere in that pile.
All right.
Mom and Courtney. With the seagulls?
Now I know where you're. Okay, next up is an 1117 of Frankenstein, which I found and I love.
I love this. This is cool.
So this is $100 to buy. It's Frankenstein by Neal, and it is the Universal Monster Frankenstein. It's not Neal's Frankenstein from his monster book. So this is $100 to buy. And this one is a little smaller. It's 1117. Pen and ink, obviously, Neal.
And the signature is off of the original. It's not hand signed there.
So very good Frankenstein by Neal. But she does good monsters. We love Neal's monsters.
Can be colored.
Can be colored, that is true. Okay, I have probably two of these. This is the Warner Brothers print that we did for Warner Brothers, except they did it very large. This is a smaller one, but the same image. 13 by 19. It's kind of based on waiting for the graves, waiting something from the graves.
Waiting for the grave? I'm not sure.
I
Something
should
about the
write
grave.
these things down.
It's the one with the fancy Spanish couple and the poppies.
In the graveyard with the cat.
And the graveyard with the cat. And there's a bird. A couple of birds.
13 by
And some
19.
wolves.
Batman. Again, like I said, this is the Warner Brothers print, done smaller.
And a pretty moon.
$100. So anything that isn't originally signed by Neal will get the holographic signature. So it is Neal's signature done with a hologram. That we are the only ones that have that. And ones that actually do have Neal's signature won't have that. So. Last week we put this out for, I think it was last week for the first time. Feels like it was last week. This is a painted piece that Neal did for Star Wars. And what happened was something went down with Marvel and Star Wars, and they stopped doing whatever they were doing for a while. And Neal kind of got trapped in that time period. So this is actually a painted piece that Neal did. It never got published. The size of the print is 13 by 19. I don't think we've ever really even shown this piece till recently. And what this is Neal decided to do as a cover what you don't see in the compactor scene when Luke goes underneath the water. So Neal is showing you what happened to Luke underneath the water.
Right. This is shot from underneath the water, looking upwards. So you see Luke, you see Leia and Han looking for Luke, and then you see Luke under the water with the monster.
Right. Which you never see
Which you never
the
see.
monster.
No.
Except,
They did make a toy,
yes.
but like you never knew. It's
Right.
like that could have been anything.
Right. So this is $100 to buy. It is 13 by 19 in size.
And yes, this was colored. This was painted by Neal. This is a painting, or I mean, this is a print of a painting. But it was a painting.
It's a painted piece
that Neal
by
did.
Neal. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is all Neal. Pencil, ink, color.
As I like to say, all Neal all day.
Yes. And I will say the bubbles alone that are at the bottom, or towards the top actually, are amazing.
I like the bubbles.
But it took him a long time to do those bubbles. I watched him do the bubbles.
Bubbles can be a pain. I mean, you think they wouldn't be that complicated, but they are.
Yeah, because they have to be iridescent.
Well, there's that, but they also like. I have a hard time making things be random.
Mm-hmm. Dad's very good at doing
Dad is
random.
very good at doing things random.
Yeah. I agree with that. I second that. So it is, this we refer to as Star Wars painted. Okay. Next up is a smaller print that is busts of Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. This again is $100 to buy. I love this piece, and I'm sure this framed is cool. And I bet if you had Zia color it, it would be even cooler. Now, what we're saying is that this piece can be taken and Zia can put this on a stock paper that she can color.
Yes.
So if you would like this in color, that is available for additional money. But this is $100 to buy as is, which I love this piece.
Like Captain America.
And these like frame up really nice a little bit on the wall. They're like solid.
They're solid.
They're solid.
Are you gonna take a selfie next?
All right. Next up is
What you got?
like a Conan in the snow, as I call it. Conan in the snow. This piece I love because Neal generally doesn't do backgrounds that intense. So this is an interesting piece by Neal. The size of the print is 13 by 19. It is Conan in some kind of snowy, very cold looking, horrible place. But again, here is random yet detail of rocks, and maybe it's water, but it just looks cold. This is $100 to buy. And I just thought this was a great piece to do. This is definitely colored by Neal.
Yes.
So this is, pencils, inks, and colors all by Neal. Happy Tower says that's why Neal's hair is so perfectly imperfect. And Andrea says, poor Conan could use some pants. I agree on this one. I think he could use a coat too. Maybe some gloves. He just looks, he doesn't look very happy actually. So, but it's a great piece, great background. Who's visiting us? My elevators are bing banging out there. I may only have 2 left of this one, which I also love. This is another one that Neal did on that Canson paper of Batman, Roz, and Man-Bat, where he does that like penciling, inking, and white painting.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic looking. This is one of those giclées on the really nice watercolor paper. $100 to buy this. Very cool. I've not seen this framed. I'm sure that would look great. I have 2, I think, left of Wonder Woman pencil, 13 by 19, signed by Neal. Now, this again is Neal doing a very finished pencil, because we did end up coloring this, but we were also playing with maybe changing the color of Neal's pencil work to a different color, to make it more like a finished illustration. And obviously this is based on the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman from the movie. So 13 by 19 for $100. Very gorgeous piece. This one is a great piece. This is another painting by Neal that was published by Marvel. What company? For $100, it is on 13 by 19 paper.
And this was pencil inked and watercolored by Neal.
Yes. And it was for their magazines that they were starting over at Marvel at the time. And I will say, a bit risque. But I guess because it was a magazine, they were kind of pushing a little bit more of an adult line of magazines at the time to go on newsstand. But really nice, tight, have the man sing vibrant, great colors. Love that. Yeah, it's a great piece. It's nice to see it. 100 for that.
Hunter Cramps is asking, is the Man Thing painting print signed?
It is not
No.
signed because I made this after we had lost Neal. But it would get, and like I said, anything that isn't signed gets our hologram signature, which comes from Continuity, which was made, right? Well, actually, we had made it pre-losing Dad, but we are definitely using it as his signature for anything that is bought after the fact. And this print was made after Neal passed away. So that is the story of that. We have Batman Running, which this is based off of his Neal Adams Illustrated Volume 2 book. It was those 3-volume Batman books that had Neal's name on them. It wasn't just Batman, it was Neal's Batman that we could buy, and he had nice white covers on them. And he did his famous Batman running pose for this one. Again, the size on this is 13 by 19.
This pose is very often homaged by other people.
It's a good running pose. Why wouldn't you homage this?
Yeah.
So again, $100 to buy. All right. And you also have, I mean, what you're also buying here is you're getting scans that are off of our scans, which are off of Neal's originals. So you're getting the best scans there are out there. Okay, so next up is Poison Ivy, 13 by 19. So, which Poison Ivy is not a character that Neal, Spider-Man and Poison Ivy. Neal is not into doing a lot of flora, except that I have proven that wrong by there are pieces we've sold of our advertising work where Neal has done fantastic flora.
Well, sure, because he was being paid to do it.
Well, this he was being paid to do. It's just not his, not his thing. He does it. He does
That's
it
something
well,
he loves to do.
but it's not something he loves to do. Right? Exactly. So 13 by 19. This is Poison Ivy, one of the rare Poison Ivies that Neal has done.
Colored by
Corey Adams, right? So. That is Poison Ivy. I'm just going to check here. That's more of those. Okay. This might be my last one that's signed by Neal. Is this one for 100? This is Batman on the side of a building. This was a cover that it actually started as a commission piece that then Neal redid as a Batman cover for DC. Not a problem, Happy Towers. This is signed by Neal. And this is $100. It is 13 by 19. So, and this has great coloring. Okay. And then my last print for the night will be my Star Wars. Kylo Ren. Now this was a cover for Marvel. I almost said DC. And then everybody would have been, what? So this is the Kylo Ren cover Neal did, which kind of came and went. Like a lot of people were like, what? Neal did a cover for Star Wars. So this is the cover he did for Star Wars The Force Awakens. For $100. And the size on this again is 13 by 19.
A lot of texture on that costume.
Yeah. Got to know your fashion stuff. Fashion. Okay, so that is my prints for this evening. So this is the point where I ask if there's anything that anybody wants to buy, because sometimes it's harder to go back under all the art and the prints to get to a print that you might want. So is there anybody who's interested in any one of the prints that I just went through or wants to see a print again? I guess not. Silence.
And crickets.
Crickets are out there tonight. Cricket. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
That's the air conditioning.
Whoops. I knocked over my phone. Happy Tower says he's good. Okay. I'm going to take these and slide them over to the side. Ooh, big stack. And I will take down my Kylo Ren. Okay. I did locate this today, which we haven't shown this in a while. This is one of our headshots.
Which we are getting down to the last of our headshots.
Yeah, this is one that was not with all the other ones. This one is not like the others. This is $500 to buy. The size of it is 8.5 by 11. And Neal did a couple of these, and this is $500 to buy. We're can't talk.
Why?
We are now looking at originals of Neal's. So this is original art. Which original art, if you put a third down, you can hold it as a down payment and pay off the rest over time, and then pick it up, or not pick it up. I ship it out when it's all paid off. So we're down to original art now. So this is original pencil and ink by Neal. Signed by Neal?
Yep,
Yes, signed by Neal for $500. Okay. Yep, there. This. Okay, I have Damien and Batman. At 1900. So this is 8.5 by 11. And it's Batman with Damien. One of the few times that Neal actually, he did a couple of Damien headshots. He obviously did the Damien pencil. But he didn't really work on Damien that much. So this is one of the few times where Neal actually penciled and inked Damien. And like I said, it is $1,900 to buy. It is a signed piece by Neal. This is Neal's pencil and ink. Strange inking. Almost as if Klaus Janson inked that one. I don't think so, but okay. So $1,900 for Neal's Batman and Damien. Okay, next up is a Superman Supes black and white splat. Really nice Superman piece here. 8.5 by 11. Pencil and ink Neal. Splat work in the background is Jason Adams. And we're selling this for $3,000. It is a signed piece by Neal. Superman. Boy here just had a birthday.
Who did?
Superman.
Oh.
So congratulations to the creators of Superman. Like a man can fly. $3,000, 8.5 by 11. Can go on the payment plan. Next up is Batman Yelling Pencil ink. Now this is 8.5 by 11 as well. Oops, I can move it over a little bit. Now this drawing is a lot of pencil work by Neal with some ink. It is $3,000 to buy. It is 8.5 by 11. It is signed by Neal. Batman yelling with good teeth. So he's doing a lot of pencil work there. I mean, even check out what way his pencil lines are going on different areas of his hands or his cowl or whatever your eye hits. Each thing has its own
Slow.
Yeah.
And texture.
Yeah. So 3,000 for Batman yelling. And it is a signed piece by Neal. He might be.
Either that or he stubbed his toe. Stepped on a Lego.
Okay, the next one, I don't know if you have a pin to scan. The next one is a published cover, which I don't think you do. This is a Conan published cover that Neal did. We rarely show this cover. We've shown the other one, which one was like the hot desert. One is the ice one that Neal did. He did 2 variant covers that went for different. If you bought 25 covers, you got this one. If you bought, 50 covers, you got the other cover. This was the harder to find cover, I believe. So this is published. It is pen and ink Neal.
I think I have the other one as a scan.
Yeah, we have the other as a pan and scan, but we haven't pan and scanned this one. Where his sword is going through ice creatures.
I will pan back up again because that was not in great focus.
Right. We're going to go over it one more time, guys.
Tasking here.
Conan the Barbarian, number 11. And the next time we show this, we'll definitely have a pan and scan. I just kind of slipped this in Zia.
Stuck it in.
Snuck it in, exactly. The price on this one is $22,000. I like the creature at the top. Which all these creatures were made out of like snow and ice. So it was very cool. So that is a published cover, Conan. Next is, this is a Superman that's actually drawn on tracing paper. We call it Supes Modern. And the tracing paper is 9 by 11, 12?
Usually 9 by 12 is
yeah.
the paper size.
9 by 12. It is a pen and ink of Superman. I would say this Superman is based on Neal's Coming of the Superman, based on the belt. This is pen and ink Neal. And the price on this is $1,800. And it is a signed piece by Neal. Oops. Okay. Next up is Batman costume design. He's close to an 11 by 14. He's tall. This is pen and ink Neal. The price on this is $3,500, and this is kind of a new Batman design that Neal did, and we're gonna have a pan and scan of that in a minute. There we go, so you can see it. So there are times where Neal will design new costuming. I have a feel. I don't know if this was done because DC had asked for it. I don't remember them asking. So this may be something that either he may have done for himself for Batman Odyssey, or it could be that he just wanted to submit a new design of Batman to DC. There were times where Neal would take it upon himself. He would have an idea and then submit it to DC to see what they thought. So $3,500 for this. It is pencil and ink Neal, and it is signed by his feet. Okay, next up is Batman Odyssey, book 2, page 12. So this is another published page. So this is pencil and ink Neal. This is from the second issue of Batman Odyssey. And Zia will pull up the pan and scan, maybe? Nope.
I'm not sure.
No, it looks like we have. Usually have Batman Odyssey 2, page 12. I mean, this has big images, so it's not bad if we have to do it. Just got it.
I found it.
Okay, so this again is a published page from Batman Odyssey, book 2, page 12. It is pen and ink Neal. It's got a lot of decent Batman work on it. So it's a nice page in that respect. A lot of Batmans. And here comes our pan and scan. Batman taking out the bad guys.
Separating the train cars.
Being cranky.
Sweating.
Yep.
Being Batman is sweaty work.
Yep. So again, it's a published page, and we're selling this for $15,000. Okay. I'm going to go over to Fantastic Four now.
Oh, sure.
So we're going to do Fantastic Four 2, page 5. So while Zia's pulling that up, well, actually, we're still on a pan scan of Batman.
Nope, you're good.
Okay.
What's the number on this one?
Price wise?
Yep.
I don't know. It's missing its price tag. I'm gonna make it 15.
Okay.
It can't be killed for that. So now this is a page from Fantastic Four that Neal did with Mark Waid was the writer on this, and actually Mark Farmer was the inker on this. So these are Neal's pencils, Mark Farmer's inks. And this is Neal doing Fantastic Four, which outside of Avengers, we didn't really get too much Fantastic Four from Neal. So it's fun that we have this book. This is actually the last series that Neal did. And again, this is a published page from that.
Yeah, 50,000 curates.
Yep.
One of our previous lists.
Right. So nice Fantastic Four page. Again, published.
All sweet says kablooey.
Yep. Okay. We're gonna do. No, I'm not gonna do it.
No. Oh, you're such a tease.
I am. I tease myself with that one. You'll do this one. Okay, I'm going to leave the published art. Now we're going to go to Batman Forever, Batman and Robin prelim. So this is one of Neal's prelims that he did, pen and ink for the Batman and Robin Forever movie. Why do they all feel like they have the same name?
I know.
And the price on this is $2,800. This is not a signed piece by Neal. So this piece, hey Aaron, I'm glad to see you. I was actually going to write to you because I was a little concerned that we haven't seen you around. And I know that where you used to live got very flooded. So I was worried that maybe you had to go back there. This is $2,800 to buy. Batman and Robin. See, now I worry about you guys.
Yeah, I suspect they're multitasking and then we're not the only ones they're watching.
No, Aaron.
No, I'm not saying Aaron. Al Sweed was saying that everybody's being quiet tonight. And I have a
They're probably
suspicion.
watching a game. Been on the road. Flooding in Dubai was terrible, but our place is okay. That's great.
Good.
Because that's what I was worried that you had to go back and then it was horrible. And I haven't seen you online and you haven't put up pictures of your gorgeous family or anything. So I was actually, this weekend, I was going to write, are you guys okay?
As long as the girls are all right. So Andrea's multitasking at home.
So Aaron, I don't know if you've been, I'll just talk to Aaron tonight. So I don't know if you've been watching the show recently because we have like a lot of new prints and stuff that came into the show. There was even some new pieces of art that came into the show. Wow, you're really lucky. Because I heard they were having airplanes flying into the flood of Dubai. Like they showed an airplane landing and it was like the water was up to the wings. It was like amazing. So next up is, this is
So they have to take like rowboats to get them out of the airport.
Yeah, I mean, when I say the water was like, it was like deep.
Wow.
Like it was amazing what happened.
Yes, Sam, because that's really the only reason we come on Wednesdays and Fridays is so you can plug yourself.
Okay, so I have Spider-Man, the headshot. This is pen and ink Neal. Color is by Zia. Like I said at the beginning of the show, this has been a long week for everybody.
Yeah. next week.
Yeah. I don't know why this week ended up being that way, but it definitely ended up that way. So nice Spider-Man color by Zia, $7.50. Pencil and ink Neal.
Thank you, Hunter.
I'm gonna hop this stuff in. I'm gonna put this one up. Nope, I'm not gonna put that one up. Sorry.
Yes,
Put it
no.
up.
Are you a brain surgeon?
Unfortunately,
No.
like my whole thing.
Yes. I like bricks.
I can put up that Harley Quinn again, where everybody was like, her hands are messed up. All right, I'm gonna put the dead man up. So Dead Man is 8.5 by 11. Pen and ink Neal. Color on this is
Me and Dad.
Zia and Dad. This is the one where the skin work up on the top of the head and his face and stuff is Neal. Coloring. And the remaining balance of the coloring is Zia. So 2,300 on this Dead Man piece, 8.5 by 11. It is a signed piece by Neal. And like I said, the coloring on his skin is Neal. It does have the same pop as the Gamma Green Hulk. It is a cool piece. I mean, in real life, it's very poppy. So it's 2,300 to buy. Can be put on the payment plan, no problem. Is signed by Neal down by his hand. I just love how Neal inks his eyes into his cheekbones. Does he white paint that?
Sometimes.
I'm gonna look at this. No, he actually inks it that way. That's interesting. He inks the little. He leaves the
glow.
white, the glow of the eyes. So that's not white paint over ink, making the eyes. That's ink with lines in it that he left to keep white. Use the white of the paper. Amazing. The man's amazing. Even I'm amazed.
It's crazy.
So 2,300 is the price on Dead Man. Next up is Batman. 8.5 by 11. Batman pen and ink. We call this the Batman eye because he's got an eye. Side eye. Now this can be colored for additional money. The pen and ink of this is 2,500. That's what I hear, Hugh, and you may have known something. So since everybody's been talking about Neal's boy's life, I would say that what he does know how to do is make a fish print. And I'll have to bring in the fish print. I have to dig it up. It's in my closet. But
the fish print.
The fish print that he did for that boy's life. And it teaches you how to do a fish print. And the fish on the bottom is really, really good. And I was like, Dad, you did a really great job on the fish on the bottom. And he's like, Chris, I did the fish print. I bought a fish and then printed it.
Covered it with ink. And then smeared it on the paper.
And then he's
you know that paper's going to smell really bad after a while.
It doesn't.
That's not going to be the best smelling print.
Here I am. I'm giving him like, Dad, he did a really great job on that.
Yeah, you really kicked ass on the
And he's like,
detail.
Chris, you're such an idiot. It's a fish print. So because of that, he gave me that piece. So I have the Boy's Life fish print.
Because he let you down that he didn't actually try it.
No, because I was gullible to think that he did draw him. Okay, so 2,500 on Batman. Batman is 8.5 by 11. Again, this can be colored by Zia, really interestingly colored.
Psychedelic colors and everything. No, I'm kidding.
Psychedelic. No, he looks very angry.
He looks stern.
You know what would be cool if it was raining but steam came off of him? 2,500. Chris has got to go home. Zia's doing the Chris. Go home, Chris.
Shut up, Chris.
Okay, next up is our Superman piece. Oh, that's true. The Thrill Killer portfolio. Thank you, Andrea. Andrea's now shopping for Tommy.
Well, everybody shops for her enough. It's only fair.
I know.
Wait,
But
what's the price on this one?
She's 100% correct. 2,600. I'll have to run that by Tommy. Or maybe Wednesday night I'll pull out the Thrill Kill portfolio. Okay, so now what we're looking at is 8.5 by 11. This is Superman. Pen and ink. Neal, color on this is Zia.
That's so pretty. I don't know. If y'all don't buy this, then I'm taking it home.
So, gorgeous Superman piece. This is actually a nice piece for Aaron, because Aaron kind of likes muscular because he lifts. And I don't think he owns any Superman. So this is a gorgeous piece. So 2,600 on Superman.
So pretty.
Yeah.
Tommy's still in your basement? He must be. Because
He's not on with us. He'll come on in the last 2 minutes before I'm leaving. So, okay. Go back to published art. I have Hulk breaking chains. You have Hulk breaking chains?
I do.
Okay. No, we sold, once we're done with Superman here, we sold Hulk as print for a while. This is a published cover of Hulk by Neal. Back to Marvel. There we go. This is pencil and ink Neal. Breaking Chains, which is what they wanted, an homage of Superman in a way, but with Hulk. This is one of the rare times that, this is probably the only Hulk cover Neal did, where Hulk is by himself before I start getting all the writers writing me. He drew Hulk on cover, blah, 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 blah. This is $18,000 to buy.
A standalone Hulk.
It is signed by Neal over here in the line, so his signature kind of gets a little lost in there, but it is there. It is $18,000 to buy, and it is pen and ink
There's
Neal.
the signature.
Yeah. And this is a really nice piece. Nice piece.
Yep, this is a play on the Superman Kryptonite Nevermore cover.
That it is. Whoa.
Another cover that's been homaged a bajillion times.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you talking about moving to Funky Town, Chris?
I'm gonna move into Funky Town. I think I already moved into Funky Town. Got my folk over there. Next up is Val.
Oh.
Okay. Who is wearing that mask?
Who's the man in the mask?
Who's the man in the mask? So the man in the mask is $1,200 to buy. This is pen and ink. And Joel is calling me, so I'm going to take this thing.
Yep, you go ahead.
Hey, Joel.
So this is the beauteous Val Kilmer, who was probably the
I'm on my show.
prettiest Batman that there was.
No, are you okay?
And
What happened?
as you can tell by the mouth and the jawline, this is pencil and ink Neal. This was done for the licensing. I don't know whether this made it into the licensing book, however, but it is in that licensing book style that he did for Batman Forever. I think it was Batman Forever. I will show it once again in all its glory. Oh my god, you can see Batman's eyes! Oh no!
Because next week's going to be heavy.
So,
Yeah.
there he be.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thanks, Joel. Bye. She's okay. Okay. So Z, you can do the whole show by yourself? Okay, good. You can do it on Fridays. Bye.
I probably could.
Z is left alone. The cheese stands alone, right?
The hard part is that, like, there's so many things that I don't know where it came from or what it is, and I would have to.
Well, on Fridays, I don't know where things come from either.
There's that.
I do on Wednesdays. I don't on Fridays. Okay, so there's Handsome Val in his Batman cowl.
It's so much more fun when you and I are together. Oh,
I know.
because we bounce off of each other
Okay,
really
so
well.
Jason gave me.
Speaking of bouncing off of each other really well,
Yes.
I want to one day get those like blow-up sumo costumes.
Okay. Well, you never know what's coming up. Sumo Day maybe coming
And
up.
we could just find a gym that's bored and lets us go in their
bounce around. All right.
boxing ring or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be fun. I think we should do that.
We can do that. We'll film it.
Okay.
We'll share.
There's nobody here to tell us not to. So,
Yeah, I know. I can see.
The parents are going.
Okay, so we have a 9.4. Now, Jason just gave this to me, so I think this is something that just came back. This is a CGC 9.4 Superman #1. This is a sketch cover by Neal. And because Jason gave me the price, you can't even see it.
That's okay. I put claim for $1,500.
Oh, okay. So it's $1,500 to buy this. It is really nice Superman. It has already been CGC'd, which is also quite nice.
Yep, and we did not erase Neal's pencil lines underneath, so you still see
Right.
those too.
Exactly. And it is a yellow label, which now we can no longer get yellow labels. So $1,500 on Superman. So for those who like CGCs, maybe this floats your boat. 9.4 is not bad for a sketch cover by Neal. And again, it is a sketch cover. So it's an original piece of art drawn on a cover of a comic book that was designed for artists to draw on. and the price is $1,500, and that would also fall into buying original art, so that can go on our payment plan as well. So that is Superman. All right, I'm going to do probably 2 more pieces, Z.
Okay.
I think we can, because I got some problems brewing in LA. And I also have this one, which is nice. We have, this is another CGC series. It's Batman Black and White. This is an 8.5 with a Batman on it for $1,500, which has also been CGC'd. Yellow label.
It is not the Neal head one, but it's still a yellow label.
Mm-hmm. Nice cowl. Nice. Okay, and then I'm gonna make my last piece for the night. This piece because I like it. So we're gonna do
What are those random black and white thingies behind Chris in front of Zia's voodoo squish stuff? Oh, those are our boxes of mini bombs.
These are our mini bombs. Well, these are the medium-sized bombs.
Okay, Bill Shaver says, why is the yellow label and why no longer available?
Because you can only get yellow labels while Neal is alive, because it has to be proved that Neal did the signature. So basically, they gave us a time period to get stuff in that we had that had Neal's signature on it. And basically, we have put our stuff into CGC, and that will be the end of the yellow label for Neal, unless you're replacing a yellow label. Would be the only way to do it, I guess. But don't mess with your CGCs, because I just said that. I would definitely check that out with them. At this point, you can get the blue labels, I guess, for Neal. Any new Zia Neal doing covers?
I have not made any new ones, but you can certainly request one. The only limitation is that the Green Lantern 87 facsimile of Dad drawing the 87 cover, I will only do Dad drawing the 87 cover on an 87 facsimile once. So you can get Dad doing any other cover, but just not that one on the 87 facsimile.
Okay.
That is a
That
super
was
limited.
really clear, Z.
Sorry.
So Z's been busy kind of coloring a lot of headshots that actually Tommy had purchased. So she got through a bunch of those this week. So she's kind of been a little busy on that. Okay, this is my last piece for the night. It is 11 by 14, and it is 10,000 to buy. It is pen and ink of Batman, obviously.
Okay, I'm just gonna butt in here.
Yep.
But also, you can certainly direct message me if there's something that you're interested in. Discuss it. I'm very easy to find. Hunter, the reason why there's some of the black and white prints I cannot color is mainly due to the paper. The ones that are the like the giclée paper will not take marker color.
Yeah.
But we do have some of the black and white prints that are on like a cougar paper that I can color. I just don't know how many of those we have left that are signed. because I
Right.
don't think we have.
Right.
any
I mean,
left.
if you don't need the Neal Adams signature, we can do anything basically.
Or if you don't mind a Neal Adams printed signature,
Right.
we can do that.
We can do that.
I can't.
But if you're looking for an actual signature, if it's on the wrong type of paper, she can't color it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of people have asked, can she do those headshots? And most of those headshots are on this paper stock that the coloring does not adhere to.
Right. And those are ones with Dad's signature already on them.
Right.
We could certainly take a black and white, print it onto paper that I can color onto.
Mhm.
It's just, it would be a printed signature of Dad's.
Right. To answer that question. So, okay. Well, I think that is going to be, Hunter is going to drop you a message tomorrow.
Really?
Basically, we're going to, I guess, cut the show early, a little bit early. Actually, we're kind of on time. Tonight, it's not really early. Sometimes we go later on Friday. But it just seems like everybody's kind of busy tonight and a little out of energy, which is inclusive of us here at Continuity. So we'll be back on Wednesday night, and I will dig up some more stuff.
Kelly Russ says, so far I'm the only one who has a big bomb to his credit. That's true.
That's true, Kelly Russ. You are. So it's fine. We didn't make a mess, which is great because now I don't have to clean anything up. And Z and I can actually get out of here tonight, which would be
And yet somehow there's still confetti on the floor anyway.
well because it drops out of our ceiling now.
Yeah.
So if there's anything that I can help you guys with, definitely you can always direct message us over the weekend. We're generally always around to answer any questions. And that's that.
We're being thanked for another great show.
Thank you. I just think it's a quiet night. I think everybody's just kind of quiet.
I think so. And one more thing, I do have one more of the Voodoo Doll prints envelopes left that holds 13 of my Voodoo Doll prints in it. I do still have my Squish and Splash issue number 1 sketch cover, which is a wraparound, and there's more to come.
There's always more to come.
Always. It's just my Voodoo Doll sketch covers seem to go as soon as I get them done.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's something in particular you want, it is good to make a request.
Yes, I know everybody is waiting to get paid. It is the end of the month. I am totally aware of that. So I totally understand. And, this stuff is here. So when, if there is something, then at least give us a heads up. We have somebody who is interested in a piece. And tonight I just didn't put that piece out because they are interested in it. And I'll keep it out of the flow for like a week. And then if the person doesn't buy it, we just put it back into the flow.
Cool, Happy. Actually, I started doing a Batman painting one in that same style. I just haven't finished him yet because I got sidetracked. But I can show you where he's at if you want. He's at home.
He's at home.
He's at home.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Everybody have a great weekend. It was nice being with you guys tonight. And next week is another week.
Isn't it just, though?
Ooh, yeah. So, okay. So, Z and I are going to say goodnight. Everybody be safe.
Have a great night, guys.
We will be back on Wednesday night for sure.
Enjoy your weekend.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye-bye.